Amongst poor people in a remote land, this is where Nelson Mandela started out in life. Not much has changed in a place where children play freely and safely, just as Mandela did in his early years. Back then, like now, people lived in beehive-shaped huts. Here, the foundation stones of his birthplace. He was named Rolihlahla by his father, a chief who was part of the Tembu royal household in this Xhosa-speaking region. His mother, Naukapi Nausekeni, was the chief's third wife. She moved her family to Qunu, the place of Mandela's earliest childhood recollections. At 5 years of age, he was a cattle herdsman. At 7, on his first day at Methodist school, a teacher gave him the English Christian name Nelson. This was the young Mandela's favourite pastime, stick fighting. The sparring with hard thornwood branches is still popular in rural South Africa. The young Mandela hated to be beaten. Chalahoke Ingakana and Mandela, both the same age, used to play together. The young Mandela showed qualities of determination that were well beyond those of his playmate.
Madiba was quite stubborn in his heydays as a stick fighter, and if in the unlikely event that we defeated him, the following day at the crack of dawn, he'll be in your village challenging you to another round of stick fighting. I was quite heartbroken at the time when he left us, because we were always together at all times.
That togetherness with friends was broken by the death of his father, Gadla Henry Umpugunyezwa. He had made precise arrangements for the future of his brightest son. The course of Nelson Mandela's life was changed drastically by the death of his father. At the age of 9, he was forced to leave Qunu. Later he was to recall, "I mourned less for my father than the world I left behind." This is where he was sent, the court of the royal Tembu household, after an emotional journey with his mother, handing him over to live under the care of the regent. The school may look modest, but this was a place where youngsters were groomed for greater things.
He came from Qunu as a simple boy like any other youngster who is looking after cows and crow. To him, it was really an excitement when it comes to the great place where he stayed, because the enlightenment was quite greater than at his home.
And as Nelson Mandela moved on through education, guided and supported by the regent, his early home in Qunu was always highly valued, particularly the mother he left behind. More than 6 decades later, as a president, not a stick-fighting young boy, Nelson Mandela was to have one of his homes built here. And it was in Qunu where the Mandela family burial plot was established. He's expected to be buried near his father and his mother, along with one of his sons, Tembi, killed in a road accident in 1969 while Mandela was in Robben Island prison, and Makator, who died of AIDS in 2005. Qunu will be the final resting place for Nelson Mandela, a serene, humble land, the place of his carefree early childhood. Andrew Simmons, Al Jazeera, Qunu.